That might be better too. Alright, let's try this one more time. I unmuted the microphone in XSplit.
Josh, you are a smart person. I'm going to say stuff now for a full 15 seconds straight. Make sure that we catch me saying stuff.
It's very kind of you.
You're welcome. I hear myself.
You hear yourself?
Yeah, I have the stream up here.
Oh, okay, good, because I'm not hearing it, that's okay.
I had it muted before.
Whatever. I'm going with, you hear yourself. I told Kathleen to let me know if we can't hear you. We're probably good. Oh, my timer is up. I should probably switch to the actual stream, and it's time we're starting. Right, and I can close out that window as well. Alright. Welcome to the Hextech Show. I'm Darpool. Joining me this week is the Wizard. Both of our Twitter tags are on the stream. At Darpool, at KHKS. We also have a Twitter just for the show now, which is at Hextech Show down there on the bottom. Let's see. I screwed this up last time. Oh, that way. That way. Alright. It's backwards. It throws me off. Let me pull up the outline here. Introduction, check. Greeting, check. Introduce hosts, check. Run down the discussion topics. One thing as new this week, we have the discussion topics on the side of the next to our pictures. Make life a little easier for us and you. I'm going to take this out. Alright. Say hello to the Wizard. Or Wizard, say hello to the audience, I guess.
Hello, audience.
There we go. People, things.
I'm definitely good with words.
We're both good with words, man. We're amazing with words. Alright. What we have for today, LCK, EU and NA LCS, EU and NA Challenger. The teams are set for that now, so we have discussion for that. And viewer questions and comments, if there are any. Feel free to ask them in the chat. I'll be keeping track, putting them in my outline here. And there we go. And we'll answer them at the end of the show. Opinions, anything like that. Starting with LCK and OGN, we have last week's results here, as usual. Wednesday, SK Telecom over Samsung Galaxy 2-0. All the games, actually, last week were 2-0 rather than 2-1 for best of threes. The G Tigers defeating Najin 2-0, to the chagrin of all Najin fans because G is made up of 4 former Najin players. The Jin Air Green Wings over CJ Entis in a bit of an upset. With CJ Entis having only the one loss to GE before that game. And then Incredible Miracle over KT. That might have been an upset in any split before this one. But Incredible Miracle is doing better this split, and I think KT lost a lot of talent when they lost a lot of talent to China.
Yeah, a lot of teams. Well, not a lot of teams,
but I mean,
a number of teams.
They lost Kakao.
Kakao is actually quite good now. What was that? Yeah, Invictus now?
I do not know who in LPL he is on. My LPL knowledge is poop. Come on, you're supposed to be my LPL guru here, man. You looking it up?
Yes.
Alright. I will talk about
Yeah, he's on Invictus.
Okay.
And
Rookie was also from KT.
Yeah.
So a couple players.
And Invictus it's been at least like a week and a half since I was watching, but Invictus was looking very good.
Okay. The standings over in Korea right now. The GE Tigers on top, 6-0. They've only dropped one game. I did not write down who that was to, but I know I've mentioned it in a previous show. The Jin Air Green Wings, SK Telecom and CJ Entis are all 4-2, but they are seeded in that order, based on the overall difference between their wins and losses. So, all the games are best of 3. If you're getting a lot of 2-0s and a lot of 1-2s when you lose, you're going to be seeded higher, and that's why Jin Air, not by talent, but just by results, is above SK Telecom. And with CJ's loss to Jin Air, they dropped down from 2nd to 4th. Incredible Miracle is alone at 3-3. Najin at 2-4. KT 1-5, and poor Samsung Galaxy, formerly the winners of the last World Championships, and now sitting at 0-6 with only 1 win in any game this split. Then again, not a single player from the World Championship team returned, so that's a little more understandable.
Never really got to develop that team synergy.
With the new team, you mean?
To that level.
Well, and I mean, Bliss is no. Who is it? I forgot who their mid laner was already. Oh, that was I mean, the players are a step down, definitely.
Well, I mean,
go. You started saying something and then. All right.
Sorry.
That's all right. I thought you had something there. We're in week 6, going into week 6 of LCK, and because of the round robin format that they have, it is going to be the final week. There are 4 games this week, with each team playing the team that they have not played yet, and then each team will have played 7 games, once against each team. They're going to take a 2-week break, and then come back on the 25th of February, and they'll play all the other teams again. So this week's schedule: Incredible Miracle versus CJ Entis. I'm going to pick CJ. Any thoughts? For those wondering why I keep looking up over my shoulder, we're both in the same room. He is not on the camera, but yeah. Do you want to do picks for Korea, or should I just do them all?
I picked Samsung to lose.
All right, that's all you got.
No, I do want to bring this up before it gets to be a problem. I'm pretty sure the only reason that I can be heard is through your computer.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Just listening.
In that case, do you want to walk over here, or?
Yeah.
All right. I will close that out.
I picked Samsung to lose.
All right, that's all you got.
I do want
the audio from
to bring this up before it gets to be a problem. I'm pretty sure the only reason that I can be heard is through your computer.
Oh, it's delayed.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Just listening. You're playing the
in there? I don't know.
In that case, do you want to walk over here, or?
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Close that out.
I picked Samsung to lose.
That's all you got. I do want
the audio from
bring this up before it gets to be a problem. I'm pretty sure the only reason that I can be heard is through your computer.
Oh, it's delayed. Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Just listening. You're playing the in there?
I don't know. In that case, do you want to walk over here, or?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute the speakers.
There's 4 viewers, and I was one of them.
Okay. Where's my dashboard here? Oh, I have 2 dashboards up for some stupid reason. And the other dashboard is right here. Well, let me see if I can fix that real quick. There we go.
Alright.
That probably sounded really stupid on the stream then, because it would have been doubling up the audio. Alright. So here's where I was.
That's what stopped me from talking that one time.
Oh.
It's I just kept hearing it sounded like I would hear myself.
It sounded bad.
It'd be really I was.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna sort out the audio issues one of these days. I probably have to put money towards XSplit, which when tax returns come, so maybe next week. All right. So the Wednesday game, I have CJ over Incredible Miracle. I'll say 2-0. I'll be bold.
Bold stretchy cat.
Jin Air over KT Rolster. Najin and Samsung is the one I'm not positive on. I'm going to take Najin 2-1 because they're the number 6 team and they've only won 2 games so far. But I'm going to say Jin Air 2-0 over KT as well.
Yeah, Jin Air's been doing.
They picked it up somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say SKT handing GE their first loss in a 2-1. I mean, GE, they've only dropped 1 game all season.
Okay.
But
SKT.
Sometimes Faker's going to Faker.
You know, he's got a Faker once in a while.
Things Faker does.
Faker's going to fake.
Hashtag things Faker does. All right, moving on to EU LCS. Pop this back up here. Last week's results. Do you want this bigger?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I just want to still be able to see the stream chat, so I'm going to pop that out.
All right.
Wrong one. Okay. All right,
well,
I'll get to that.
We got some fun matchups this coming week for sure.
We do. Last week we had SK Gaming over H2K. I was wrong. I said Forgiven wasn't going to die in that game. He did.
He had to die eventually.
His first death.
Their bot lane's not bad, though. I wouldn't feel too bad.
That said, I did say he would die versus Elements. He did not die to Reckless or in the Elements game. So, Forgiven, 1 death right now. I think he's got a KDA of like 40 or 50.
1 death in 6 games.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He's doing good.
There's nothing to divide that KDA down.
Yep. I mean, as soon as he dies, his KDA is going to drop like right in half.
Yep.
But that's just mathematics. So yeah, SK over H2K. Unicorns of Love, somewhat of an upset. They beat Fnatic. Elements over the absolutely awful Meet Your Makers. Rocket over Giants. And the Copenhagen Wolves over Gambit in the Battle of the Bottom. Which is Copenhagen Wolves no longer on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because they did defeat Unicorns of Love on day 2.
Yeah, they got 2 wins that week. That's gonna
that bumps them up into 4th, even though the ties are only broken alphabetically right now.
That is accurate. I mean, Rocket's definitely a better team right now.
And so are Unicorns, but
yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
So really,
which, they're going to be coming up this week.
Who is?
Rocket versus Unicorns.
Okay.
That's the game that I'm
the game you're all about,
in because I like Unicorns, but I want Rocket to win.
Okay. Fnatic beat Giants. Gambit got their first win. They knocked off H2K.
Yep.
Rocket defeated Meet Your Makers, so Rocket went 2-0 this weekend as well, improving to 3-3.
Excellent.
And SK over Elements. SK Gaming definitely the team to beat in Europe right now.
I don't know. I really like how SK is playing this year. Svenskeren, he was still good last year, but he stepped it up this year. Yep. He's adapted to the new jungle better than I think any other jungler.
Okay.
Well, mind you, I haven't paid enough attention to China, Korea, etc.
Oh, well, just EU and A.
But for EU and A, I think he's adapted better than any other jungler.
All right.
And yeah, I mean, Santorin has been doing surprisingly well, considering. But I think it's the team around him.
Santorin, I will agree with the casters that Santorin is a more team-minded jungler, where he doesn't make the plays himself. He sets his allies up to make plays.
Well, see, that's what they needed, though. When they lost Odd1 was that same style, and they did really well with him.
Yep.
But they got rid of him because
Amazing was not that style.
The mechanics were a little lower. And yeah, Amazing.
He's a playmaking jungler where he goes out and he goes ham. And
Amazing being on the analyst desk has been pretty interesting because he references his time with TSM.
Yep.
Pretty often.
You're going to actually get to see him play pretty soon. I'll get to that later.
Interesting.
This week's games, I know you said Unicorns and Rocket. That is a Thursday game. It's the 4th one. We're kicking off the week with 2-4 Giants versus 1-5 Gambit.
Oh God.
I'm picking Gambit to win that one.
That game is going to be all about GG.
It is. It is Giants Gaming versus Gambit Gaming. Hopefully it is a GG, a good game.
You're welcome.
I did skip over the standings. SK 6-0 at first, Fnatic 5-1, Elements 4-2. Those are the top three. We all expected them to be the top three, or at least SK Elements. Yeah. Fnatic, I guess, is not a surprise with the new roster.
It is a surprise considering if we didn't know how this new roster was going to happen.
All right.
It's definitely surprising, from weeks back when we thought like SK Elements for sure, and then that third one was kind of open.
Yeah.
But they've been performing very well.
They're doing things that they do well. The things that they don't do well, they are trying, and they don't look completely incompetent, but they're definitely better at like the roaming 5-man ball of doom than they are at other strategies.
Yeah, but if it works for them.
Yep, until other teams can play against it, it's pretty solid.
You're getting me fantasy points.
Me as well. At 3-3 in a 3-way tie, we've got Copenhagen Wolves, Rocat, and Unicorns of Love. Yeah. Giants and H2K are both 2-4. Gambit and Meet Your Makers, both 1-5. Gambit, they got their first win. I'm picking them to beat Giants. Giants I think they've been beating themselves in the pick ban lately.
Relying too heavily on certain picks as well.
That too. They rely on Warlib a lot, and teams are starting to shut him down. He went 2-0 on the Jacks in week 1, and they have not won since, and he has not gotten Jacks since.
Yeah.
Additionally, there's a game from week 2 that I particularly recall, where the other team had 2 assassins, and they picked a Jinx with no escape and no peel, and Jinx just got picked off every fight, and they lost. And that's kind of how I feel like the pick ban's going every game.
I agree. They looked really good in week
Challenger?
1.
Oh, week 1, yeah.
In week 1, Frederick had this excellent play. He was by. I don't remember who they were playing, but the opposing jungler was Hecarim.
Okay.
And Hecarim did his ult, which has that fear.
Yep.
But Frederick on Vi had initiated his Vi's ult right beforehand, so he was immune to the fear. He followed him and managed to get the kill.
I think that was against Unicorns, but I'm not positive.
That might have been Kickus.
I think Unicorns plays the Hecarim because all the horse pony jokes.
Yeah, and I don't think many other people play the Hecarim, so actually I'm pretty confident that you're right about the Unicorn thing.
Okay.
But regardless, it was a great play.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure they won that game.
I think they did. Oh, they won both of their week 1 games.
Yeah.
Giants did.
Regardless, they started off really good, and then they haven't won since.
Mm-hmm.
Not even partially, pretty heavily because of that Warlib, thing. People have learned to, they either ban the Jacks or they, make it not wise to pick it. I don't think has it been 100% banned against him.
I think it's been 2/3 banned. He got it in week 1 both games, but since then I think 100%.
Yeah, since okay, so it has been, but I mean, there are champions that can counter Jacks, so I see him even if he gets it not being as effective as week 1.
Oh sure.
But we'll see with that.
Yep.
I don't know. I like their style a little bit. Their picks and bans is definitely one of their weakest points.
Yep, and Gambit, sometimes Pinoy's just going to go full Pinoy and carry the game.
Yep. Gambit.
Second game.
Diamond's been getting better and better.
That's true, too. He's one of the better fantasy scoring
junglers. Didn't they not have everybody?
No, they've had everybody.
No, it was, I'm thinking of NA now.
Yeah, EU has been pretty much full teams. Meet Your Makers did get Corey back last week.
That's
and
right.
He just got camped to hell and back. There's some controversy going on with Corey and Meet Your Makers and contract stuff, and I'm not going to address it because I don't quite understand and I want to let the facts come out.
Good call.
But long story short, he left because Meet Your Makers management was allegedly not being very cool. And if that is the case, there's going to be some serious punishment. But I cannot say for sure what happened.
Fair enough. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the team in general. I, do hope their players are being treated well, but
yeah.
I
think a lot of your not a fandom stems from when they were the Super Hot Crew and had that awful name.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll admit to that readily.
If they just spelled super, like an actual word instead of SUPA.
But the matter of the name has been resolved. It's just a matter of there's like 3 to 4 teams that I like better in Europe right now.
Oh, that's completely fair.
And
Meet Your Makers, speaking of which, definitely going to lose this week to Fnatic.
For them to win that one would be upsetting. Not just an upset, actually upsetting.
Okay. H2K versus Elements. I'm taking Elements. But one thing to comment about for H2K, this just came back through on Twitter tonight. They picked up Kasing at support. He was on Super Hot Crew Meet Your Makers last split as the support. So we'll see if that makes a big difference. I don't recall who their support was before that.
Voidal?
Was it Voidal? I thought Voidal.
No, that might be NA.
No, Voidal's EU.
Okay.
He might be on Giants. I don't recall.
No, I'm pretty sure it's H2K.
Okay, I liked Voidal though.
I like Voidal too. I don't understand why they would.
I guess they're replacing him with Kasing. Kasing did play a very good Nami.
I'm pretty sure he's on H2K.
Okay. Well, either way, H2K has Kasing now. I remember him playing a pretty good Nami. I don't remember much else because that was, let's see, summer split last year, so 8 months. About that.
Yeah.
Unicorns of Love versus Rocket. I'm picking Rocket.
I also am picking Rocket because I love Rocket.
Okay. SK versus Copenhagen Wolves. Not picking Copenhagen Wolves. Picking SK Gaming. Whoa. That would have been bold.
Copenhagen has had a history of like crazy, ridiculous upsets.
They had the one.
Well, they had 2 upsets. Only one of them was crazy ridiculous.
Okay.
I guess. But their team is just, I don't know.
Beating Unicorns
last week was the fact that they're 3-3, like it feels surprising to me, even though I knew that.
Well, they beat Gambit, they beat Unicorns, and they beat somebody in week 1.
They've lost to good teams and they've beat the bad teams. It's kind of.
And they beat Unicorns.
Yeah. That was. Anyway, yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, I mean, SK's probably going to win that. They're undefeated. There's no reason that Copenhagen should win.
Yes, that's a very accurate way of putting it. Friday games, H2K versus Rocket. I've got Rocket again.
I agree entirely, especially if they're going to be. They could be apprehensive with the swapping out new people and stuff, but Rocket's finally they got 2 wins in a row. They got their confidence back at least a little bit. They're still playing defensively, but that is their style. Mm-hmm. So it's not too bad, and they're taking and Nuke Duck is giving the needed aggression for that team because who did they? Overpow was good, but
their top laner
Zazas, he was adequate, but I feel Overpow moving up there was a decent move, and Nuke Duck is just he's just a good mid laner. Get me all the fantasy points too.
Yep. Copenhagen Wolves Gambit versus Elements. I almost skipped. Actually, I skipped way down.
Gambit versus Elements, that could actually be a good game, but Elements is going to win.
Yeah. SK will beat Giants.
Yeah.
Fnatic versus Copenhagen. I say Fnatic.
Almost certainly.
And Unicorns versus Meet Your Makers. I say Unicorns.
Yep. Meet Your Makers they haven't been stepping it up at all.
Nope. I mean, the only
Super Hot Crew was reasonably good last year, and they still have most of those players.
They have
3, I think.
All the players? They got
now that they have Corey back.
They have the new jungler.
Yeah.
They got Horo from Japan. Or Korea. They got Horo from Korea, replacing Impaler.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
Impaler came over here.
They dropped Kasing for Nisbeth at support.
But now they're getting... Oh, no. Kasing's going to...
And they had Blizer 300 in mid lane because Corey left, but Corey's coming back.
Yeah, but Blizer wasn't good.
Blizer wasn't good.
So maybe with another week with Corey, they'll do alright, but I still don't think it's good enough to beat Unicorns.
Well, they really won on the strength of Mr. Rallas, and I don't think him and Nisbeth are as good of a bot lane as Mr. Rallas and Kasing.
Agreed. I don't know. He's not performing, and Nisbeth is also... Nisbeth's getting picked out a lot, too.
Yeah.
He was one of those that was on the Leona
Yep.
There was this last week was just Leona Death Week.
Yeah, just a ton of bad Leonas.
Generally very early engages before the team was able to really take advantage, usually giving up a death for maybe one kill, and usually not even that. I don't recall specifically, but I would not be surprised if some of it caused objectives to be taken as well.
Here we go.
There's been a lot of bad Leona.
A lot of bad Leona. Yep, there was a lot of bad Leona last week.
And he was one of them, I think.
Definitely. Moving on to NA.
Yeah.
Results from last week. Impulse over Gravity. Cloud9 getting their winning ways back, knocked off Team 8. TSM over Dignitas. Liquid over Coast. CLG over Winterfox.
Not necessarily surprised there.
Yeah, very few surprises. I mean, Gravity was 3-1. Impulse was 2-2.
None of the Cloud9 game. Oh, sorry.
All jokes aside, Gravity coming back down to earth. Speaking of which, I somehow misplaced them in my standings here. They are 3-3.
Oh, yeah. I still think they're gonna be in the middle ground, but because they do have. Keen is actually Queen. He's been doing well, even against laners that are better than him.
Keen's good.
Decidedly, not decidedly, but have typically performed better than him.
All right.
He's been doing all right. He's not been giving up too many deaths, which is important for their team.
Yep.
Gosh.
Keen is good. Saint is good.
Yes.
I haven't seen him miss a smite yet.
Which is, maybe he was practicing in the off season.
And
making custom games.
Well, no, because the big issue is that people were stealing from his smites.
No, I was.
But yeah, and Cop he's Cop. He's not bad.
Yeah, he'll at least be steady, which is why another reason I put them in the mid.
Yeah. Because
Cop is.
And Bunny Fufu is still really good on Thresh.
I think on his best day, Cop it might be a little bit better than Maple Street. So that'll keep them above Team 8 in general, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Impulse's ADC now? It's Piglet.
Apollo.
Oh, Apollo. Piglet's on
Liquid.
Curse. Liquid. Apollo though.
I like Apollo. Wiz Fusion. The former Wiz Fusion.
Both those names are cool.
The Sunday games, Cloud9, they had a 2-0 week. They're finally playing like Cloud9 a little bit again. They knocked off Coast.
And none of those wins should have been surprising, but they kind of were.
Yeah.
Although that one, was it against? It must have been against Coast. Yeah, Coast. It was just clean. That was typical Cloud9. Just nice control. Go right through the game. Coast had no chance. I think at 14 minutes, they had 4,000 or 5,000 gold lead, which, according to the announcers, was unprecedented in this season. But then
somebody else did it.
Somebody else did it way better. I think it was counter CLG.
They beat Gravity in the next game.
Yeah, so. I think CLG in the very next game at
just raffle
9
Gravity.
or 10 minutes had an equally large gold lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start to see that more with when some of the better players are playing. Some of the better teams are playing the mid and low tier teams and not against.
That could be.
Their quote unquote equals.
Yep. Dignitas knocked off Team Liquid in a huge coup for my fantasy team. I was playing against a lot of Team Liquid guys, and
Wait, so it was good?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
The Liquid guys did not score a lot.
Coup.
Yeah. Just thrilling. Even though, Dig still sucks. But
I'm gonna miss Crumbs. That's the only reason I cared about Diggs, and he's gone.
Yep, they did
That's
have
something should be noted.
Cloud Nguyen. Am I saying that right? Nguyen?
They've just been calling him Cloud.
I believe it's Cloud Win.
Cloud Win, yeah. Cloud Win.
Okay.
But the spelling if you're not
NGU,
used to
like
yeah, exactly.
It's a Oriental spelling. I don't know which part of the Orient.
Yeah. I've met people with that last name, but I've never had to,
say
never.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's never been an issue.
But yeah, so new jungler for Dig, and I mean they played 2 games. They lost to TSM. They beat Liquid. I don't know how good Liquid actually is, but it's still a good sign. He definitely fits with the Dig style of fight better. I could see Dig, depending on if they want to keep him, almost turning into like a NA Fnatic. Maybe not as good.
Yeah, I can't see them being as good because, I mean, Fnatic does have good map control.
That's true.
And, gosh, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen Cloud. I didn't get to see much of his, his overall map control and his overplay. But their entire skill cap, like in general, like is not on Fnatic's level.
Okay.
But they could end up playing like that style and having more success with that style.
Yeah.
And certainly do better than they're doing now, which is not well.
Wrapping up the games from Sunday, Team 8 beat Winter Fox and TSM beat Team Impulse. Bjergsen wrecked.
He had like
Impulse's day.
An insane kill participation.
Yeah. First
7 kills were all him.
Yeah. It was disgusting.
The first, I think, like almost like 13 or 14 kills, he was all part of.
Yeah.
And Bjergsen just.
TSM died like 4 times total, I think, if that. I know Zhao had like a kill and 2 assists.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was utter destruction.
It was
the standings right now.
The Turtle, Dragonsteel, Jinx Ult.
Wild Turtle stole Dragon with the Jinx Ult. That was awesome.
It was just excellent.
I mean, I think it was.
The announcers didn't even see it coming.
I think it was more luck than skill on things like that, where it wouldn't even stop and hit the dragon. It kind of is, because I mean, if it flies past somebody and they don't. It doesn't steal the dragon, but
it has to hit an actual player,
and then the splash damage.
The splash damage is what killed the dragon. Which, if he was trying to do it, that's incredibly, that's impressive.
Yeah.
If he's not trying to do it, it's still awesome because like he just went back to pushing the lane, like, haha, you guys are all at dragon and I'm top lane, So it was excellent.
The standings: CLG at 5-1, and TSM also at 5-1, tied for first. Who did TSM lose to? Did they lose to CLG? I don't remember who they lost to week 1. I don't remember who either of them lost to actually, so I cannot say where the tiebreaker is. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way tie for third.
It had to have been CLG.
The 3-3 teams: Cloud9 and Team 8. Team Impulse, Team Liquid, and Gravity.
Who did Liquid play when Dominate got like 1 million fantasy points? Like 70.
That was week 1, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Or was it week 2?
Because that could have maybe been the upset. It wasn't an upset. At
Liquid
that
was
point.
2-0 in week 1, and they switched with Cloud9 a little bit.
I'm glad that Cloud9's climbing the ladder again.
I'm glad.
That was really weird to see them.
I'm glad, but I really regret trading Cloud9 the team for Winter Fox the team in fantasy.
I don't know why you did that to begin with.
I lost faith, and it was a mistake.
Yep.
Dig and Winter Fox are each 2-4, and Coast is 1-5. This upcoming week, Coast versus CLG. I've got CLG.
Most likely, absolutely. Almost every player you match up, CLG's got the advantage.
Winter Fox versus Impulse.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's a
surprisingly tough
one here.
I think Impulse has enough advantages. I'm just going to say right now, if at any time this season Pobelter gets Zed for Winter Fox, I instantly change my prediction to Winter Fox.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm going to say Impulse.
Legitimate.
But Pobelter, best Zed NA, He won the tournament. Yeah. Dig versus Cloud9. Cloud9, please.
Yes, please. I don't think that Dig is going to be. I don't know. It's all about that team synergy. Cloud9 has not changed team members ever
since they've been in the league for going on 2 years.
LCS.
At the end of the split, it'll be 2 years without a team member change.
And they've really picked up their rhythm again in this last week.
Yep.
And Dignitas, if anything, has lost rhythm.
Well, but they got a win.
They did get a win, but I mean
they wrapped last week with a win.
I just think the Cloud9 could easily do a thing like what they used to do with what everybody used to do with TSM when TSM was always switching junglers. Amazing and Odd one. No, who was in between?
Santorin is now, but
no, there's another.
Was there?
Yeah.
I don't remember who they had between Odd One and Amazing.
I feel like there was someone anyway. I could be out of my.
There might have been someone at the end of last split, but I don't recall.
But oh no, Lust Boy. I was thinking of, and he's still on there. But
yeah.
With they made the mid change with Reggie and Bjergsen, and the jungle change, and
use target ban.
Yeah, you target ban the new guy.
Yep.
So
target ban the new guy.
Yeah,
it's a good strategy.
And the thing is too, what is it? Yeah, Cloud9. Meteos he's got more than one jungle. He can target ban the other jungler, and if they have blue, I don't know if they will or not. Do you know what sides they have? Do you even have that? I
did put it in the schedule with the sides they have, so it's Dig versus Cloud9, so Dig is blue.
Dig's blue. Okay, so Cloud9 can't necessarily do that,
correct.
But they could push for hey, do you have a fourth jungler kind of thing, and then Meteos would be stuck on
I want?
Lower tier probably even.
I want to see. Well, if they ban 3 junglers, and
I don't think it's going to happen.
If they ban 3 junglers, that leaves a lot open. And the question then becomes, does Dig take one first rotation?
Yeah.
Because if they don't, C9 gets their choice, and if they do, they give up some power picks.
Exactly.
So it's definitely a solid strategy.
But Cloud9 has been usually quite good in picks and bans.
Yep.
Like last year, there was that rocky time.
Yeah.
I
want them to target ban the jungle and Meteos play Nocturne.
That'd be nice.
I like the
Meteos
Nocturne.
is good on Nocturne.
I like the Nocturne. Meteos is good on Nocturne. Meteos, please play Nocturne.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it's good right now, if it's in meta. Please play Nocturne.
I don't think it's terrible. I mean, it'd be, especially if they ban out everything except Rek'Sai, Nocturne can just go wherever Rek'Sai is.
To some degree.
Typically.
Yeah.
And Meteos has always been reasonably good at counter
initiation, yep.
Counter initiation. So, either way, I give that to Cloud9. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
For the reasons we listed as well as others.
Team 8 versus Liquid.
Go Maple Street. I don't know.
I'm going to say Team 8.
Yeah, I mean, I want Team 8 to win in that because I don't know.
I think Cali Trolls is going to be up on Quas. I legitimately think that.
Cali Trolls has been playing well.
Yep.
Everyone else on Team 8, what was it? They get their mid laner.
Slushy. Slushy's been
doing
solid.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody's been doing okay. And Cali Trolls has been doing well.
Team 8 is consistently okay, and Cali Trolls is their star. And NA doesn't have a lot of star top laners. Quas isn't necessarily one of them.
Yeah. Dominate is Liquid's strong point, actually, which is a little weird.
Personally, I don't like Quas because when he came in, everybody was like, oh my god, Quas is going to be so awesome. He goes off meta all the time, and he has not done it once. This is his 3rd split, and he has not gone off meta once, and I'm so disappointed, and I don't like him anymore.
If he went off meta, I would call him Quasum.
And I would hit you.
Yep. But no,
I would strike.
I think that'll actually be a good game. But if Team 8 can get Team Liquid somehow out of the comfort zone,
okay,
then Team 8's gonna be able to take that.
Or if they can feed Cali Trolls early.
But I think Liquid is a bit more
I
think they're technically going to be a higher tier team.
It's going to be a matter of...
They're so inconsistent. This year at least.
They have been inconsistent this year. It's going to be, and this is a stupid way of saying it, but a matter of who gets fed.
Yeah,
Liquid's going to try to feed Piglet. Team 8's probably going to try to feed Splooshy or Cali Trolls.
Piglet needs to make sure to assign his masteries.
He does need to make sure to assign his masteries. I made that joke last week.
Well,
but it's still important.
Yes.
Masteries are important every game.
Yep. Unless you really think you can win and you want to brag to the other guy that you didn't have masteries. In which case you're kind of a douche. It's probably, it's not polite. It's a dick move, and it's a bold strategy. It is a bold strategy, Cotton. That was here. Okay, so Gravity versus TSM. TSM's going to take that. Keen is good, but Bjergsen is like 5 Keens. Yeah. If we're leveling, Okay. He's 5 times as good. 5 times as good, yep. Turtle is better than Cop. Yeah. Turtle has a much higher ceiling than Cop, and his floor is around the same level. Oh, and Cop's pretty consistent. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, TSM wins. Yep. Yeah, Sunday, Winter Fox versus Cloud9. Cloud9. I hope so. Yep. If Cloud9 is playing like Cloud9, Cloud9 will win. Yes, absolutely. If they somehow screw up something, I don't know. High had a good idea this week with playing it safe. Yep. And initiating when he knew he had the support. Yep. And it went very well. Yep. And I think they're going to stick with that strategy because it went well. When a strategy goes well, you stick with it. That's entirely logical. And Winter Fox is, in all statistics, if Pobelter gets Zed, there's that. But yep. That's still there are. If Pobelter gets Zed, he beats high in lane, he tilts high. Winter Fox wins. If they give Pobelter Zed, they will want high on Lulu for the hard counter. If they give Pobelter Zed, they have a plan. But I still think Winter Fox wins because Pobelter Zed is that damn good. I don't know. But that's the only way that Winter Fox could win is what I'm saying. All right. I think. I don't know. Impulse versus Coast. I'm picking Impulse. Coast has been bad. Yeah, Impulse. LMQ was good last year. They still have Zhao Zhao, which is arguably LMQ's best player. Yeah. Vasily was good. Yeah. Absolutely. But those two were both good. Yeah. They're both great. That's where it was. Zhao Zhao was second in the best Zed NA tournament. So, probably shouldn't give him Zed either. What is it with Zed? It's a notable thing. Yeah. He's kind of good right now. He's definitely playable right now. Not a lot of people have been playing him. Yeah. That split push strategy with Zed has been taking a break. Well, I think I've pretty much been saying it since the one time Pobelter actually got Zed, and he just wrecked everybody. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, either way, Impulse I think will beat Coast. Coast has a shot though. Yeah. Jesus is good. He's smart enough. Safe. He's smart enough and he's safe enough that he could be able to take out Zhao Zhao if Zhao Zhao gets a little too cocky. Yep. But that'll be a good game. Coast also needs to work in their picks and bans. Yeah. In particular, Jesus is Cassiopeia. He counterpicked himself one of the games last week. You don't do that. It's bad. I believe it was Cassiopeia into Xerath. The range differential there is just so bad, you can't do that. I wonder, too, if, which of these teams, because they're allowed to have the coach now on the stage, that's one of the things the coaches are going to have to start the coaches need paying attention to. So I'm really hoping that less games are going to be lost in picks and bans, but it seems to not be the case. There seems to be just as many as ever. There are some really stupid picks coming through, and I think that's a matter of the team deciding on their comp and not adapting it well to the opponent's picks. Yeah, that's definitely one reason. Ooh, battle of the first place, middle of the day Sunday, CLG versus TSM. Turtle has got to beat Rush Hour. Turtle and Lost Boy have got to beat Rush Hour. It can happen.
Rush Hour being double if
it's going to be a matter of what is Xmithy?
Jungler?
Yeah.
Xmithy for CLG.
Yeah, Xmithy versus Santorin. I think that's actually going to be the deciding factor.
Well, Zion versus Dyrus. Top lane, I give to Zion.
I mean, I don't know.
All right.
I think the deciding factor is going to be
the jungle.
The jungle, though.
Okay.
Because they're both bot lanes are very good, and they've been doing very good.
Yep.
Lust Boy is not as...
Lust Boy.
Lust Boy is not as... he's not as much of a name as Afromu.
He should be.
You know, Turtle gets a lot more of the credit, but Lust Boy has been doing very well.
Well, Afromu's been a skill shot god the past couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, but either way, like I think it's going to come down to the jungle, and then that game, for me, is going to decide if I like Santorin.
Fair enough. I'm going to give it to CLG.
Think so? Okay.
How about you?
I'm going to support TSM here.
All right. I'm giving CLG a slight blue side nod.
Oh, the blue side. Oh, God. Didn't even think of that. TSM. TSM.
All right. Baylife.
Well, Turtle. Baylife.
Gravity versus Liquid. I'm going to say Liquid. But that's, again, it's a marquee matchup in a sense.
I would like Gravity to win that.
It's the Curse Academy, blue side. Team Curse, red side.
Kinda, yeah. Or it literally is.
It literally is.
But Gravity's a much cooler name than Curse Academy.
And Curse is a cooler name than Liquid.
Yeah, so Gravity's got the better name. I'm gonna vote for them.
Gravity's got the leather jackets. I mean...
Yes. Do they have the grease back hair too?
No.
I didn't think so, but that'd be sweet. They should do that.
You haven't noticed the leather jackets?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
But like I'd never paid attention to their hair because of the leather jackets.
So you're saying like the Gravity greasers here?
Yeah, they got it. No. Gravity's their name. They don't need to be the greasers. It'd be sweet. Hey.
Okay, the Gravity Fonzie is fine.
Yes, there we go.
Dig versus Team 8. I'm going to say Team 8.
I want Team 8 to win.
Do you think they will win?
Gosh.
Are you willing to put your want where your mouth is?
I don't like Dignitas anymore. Crumbs is gone. And Kiwi Kid, I don't know, I liked it when Kiwi Kid was with Cutie Pie, but he's not anymore. He's with
Core JJ.
Core JJ, which
he sure is a guy.
Yep. He sure is on a team called Dignitas.
Yep, he sure is an 80 carry.
He sure is. I mean, without Cutie Pie, Kiwi Kid is like he's been doing some good stuff, but like he's not been doing well enough.
Okay.
Teammate. I don't like their name. I wish they were Team 10 now that there's 10 teammate because there was 8 teams and they wanted to get in. And
that's kind of clever if that's the case. I think they were just Team 8 because it sounds like teammate.
I think that might be too, but I don't know.
All right.
I think they need a new name.
I agree they could use a different name.
But regardless, I think Dignitas will win.
Okay.
I want Teammate to win.
I'm picking Team 8. You're taking Dignitas. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
willing to go against you on this one. Just like the TSM one. TSM will win. Fisticuffs.
Moving on from
That'd be a sweet team name.
Fisticuffs?
Yeah.
We're stealing it. Nobody take it. Nobody take it up there in the internet land.
All 5 viewers.
I think I'm at 4.
Oh my god.
4, yeah.
Okay, good. That's one less person to take our team name.
Yep. Alright, EU Challenger. The Challenger scene, actually, it starts... I thought I noted that somewhere.
Team tag can be fist.
The games for EU Challenger and NA Challenger also, they start on February 17th. It's not this week, it's the week after. But they won't be streamed that day. They will be the games the following day, the 18th of February, will be streamed, however. It's going to be double round robin, each team playing each other team twice. And more information next week, but I've got the team rosters and who's actually in. Just so you can start looking it up if you're curious. Reason Gaming, you may remember from the expansion tournament, they were one of the final 4, so they automatic qualifier for the Challenger series. Kuban, Zayu, Take Fun, Selver, and Libic Kuban was a top lane sub for Gambit last 2014 summer. Selver, the former ADC from Rocket.
I'm glad that Rocket got Woolite, honestly.
I agree.
Selvar was okay.
Yep.
But
I mean, he's way better than us, but
oh yeah. I'm not going to be claimed to be better than anyone whose name people actually know.
That's fair.
Yeah, Selvar was he had really good games, and then he had like a lot of like really mediocre games.
Okay. And Faculty also made Final Four in the expansion tournament automatic qualifier. They got
Rocket member too.
Zazas, yep, the former Rocket members. Yeah. Couldn't make it back in. Zazas in the top lane, Obvious in the jungle.
Is this EU or?
This is EU.
Okay.
Saw's Purifict in the mid lane. Cedrian at AD carry, and the Mountain at support. That is not the Mountain from Game of Thrones, the big muscly guy.
Yeah, he is.
It is an awesome summoner name.
It's totally the guy.
It is not the guy. He just
broke like the Viking
weightlifting
record, and he also supports LCS or Challenger rather.
EU Challenger, yeah.
EU.
I'm going to tell you right now that is not the case, but it's hilarious to imagine.
It'd be so awesome. Like everybody else is there, they're scrawny, and he's just like towering over the computer.
That would be hilarious.
So good.
I would crush your puny computer team.
Especially if it was like that tournament where you could run over and like unplug the other people's computer.
Oh god!
What was that? Was that
that was a show match at IEM?
Was it the Poro King or?
It was an ARAM. It was the St. Vicious versus.
Oh yeah, an odd one, a Hotshot.
St. Vicious versus Hotshot ARAM.
An odd one was the Mercenary. A great guy.
The 4 teams that qualified through the Challenger qualifier tournament: Lowland Lions White. Presumably they have another color team, but they did not make it even into the playoffs. So
hopefully they drop the color.
They'll probably drop the color. They are an all-Dutch team. I don't recognize any of the names. They knocked off Tricked and Different Dimension. Both games were 2-0. So they could be solid. The roster consists of Morsu in the top lane, Kure in jungle, Cosq, mid lane Visility. Pretty cool sounding name at AD carry, and Hybrid at support.
Hybrid. I've heard.
Have you heard of Hybrid?
I've heard of Hybrid.
Okay.
Somewhere. But I don't know where.
Okay.
But I remember it was probably some other Challenger thing.
Okay. Orihen, hopefully most people have heard of. Xpeke's team. Soaz in top lane, Amazing in the jungle, Xpeke in mid, Niels at AD carry, who is a big European prospect, and Mithy at support. They actually went 2-1 against Millennium Spirit to get into the actual Challenger games. So I haven't seen them play. I don't know how good they are, but that is a stacked roster.
Whatever happened to Millennium?
Millennium, they lost. Who was it that in EU that got?
Creatine though. Where is that guy?
He's on a he's not on one of the Challenger teams that's in, but he was on one of the Challenger teams in the expansion.
But why wouldn't that other team have gotten him instead of Sullivan?
I don't know, man.
Maybe it's just connections.
Preference or location. Location.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good.
I don't want to dig on Sullivan, but Creatine is so good.
Team Nevo qualified. They defeated Ragnarok and Gamers 2. Gamers 2 being Ocelot's team.
Yep.
So no Ocelot and Challenger this spring. Their roster: Smitty J in the top lane, I've heard of. Gilius, I've heard of. In the jungle, is it an L or an I?
Ika.
I think it's an I. Ika in the mid lane. Their AD carry's name is Jeebus. And their support is Hiva.
Hiva sounds familiar.
Gilius and Smitty J were both in the expansion tournament. I don't recall what teams. I think Gilius was actually on Unicorns before they got Kikus.
That might be it.
Because I know they had Kikus for IEM when he played the Jungle Twisted Fate. But I think they had Gilius before that. Gilius was also on Melon Cats, and his internet issues prevented them from qualifying for something. Melon Cats.
I would have called it Melancholies.
I think it was supposed to be a Lemon Dogs reference either way, so that would have been good too.
Yeah, good.
And then the final team in the EU Challenger is SK Prime. They defeated a Nahian team. I think it was supposed to be something like Annihilation or something like that, but it's a Nahian 2-0, and Sparta 2-1. Wonderware is their top laner. Broken Shard in the jungle. We've heard Broken Shard.
Yeah.
When junglers die to jungle camps, it's pulling a Broken Shard. Senkuz is their mid laner. Crazy Caps at AD carry, and Zaitan at support. There'll be more info and predictions next week before they actually happen, which will probably make the show go a little longer as well. Moving on to NA. I mean, is there any, besides Orihen, is there any team that jumps out at you?
I mean, I hope Broken Shard does well. He was cool.
He wasn't bad.
What was that? Was it Complexity?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean...
He was briefly on Complexity.
Yeah.
I think he's Europe-based, though.
No, I mean, Orihen, there's a lot of, hype there. Peke is who I kept hearing it from. That's right.
Yeah, Peke is all about the Orihen.
Anytime you see him, he's always talking about that. On stream and whatnot, so...
Well, they're his team. I mean, he
Yeah,
left Fnatic to make them.
So, I mean...
He tried to pull the Froggen.
Froggen kind of succeeded, though.
Well, Peke could still succeed. I mean, it's the first split.
That's true. Well, I mean, do they win this tournament?
If they win, the number one team from these will be in the summer split guaranteed.
Oh.
Of these 6. And the number 2 and 3 will have the play-in games.
Oh, that's... So, relegation happened immediately after each split?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
A little more pumped?
That's kind of interesting,
Yeah.
Because we could easily see,
Orihen could go to Worlds.
Theoretically. And, no, I'm just saying we could easily see, Meet Your Makers or Gambit not even in the thing anymore.
For summer, yeah.
I mean, I hope it's not Gambit.
I like Gambit.
I hope it's Meet Your Makers.
Yeah, whoever's 10th in the LCS, straight out for Orihen, or whoever happens to be first. But probably Orihen.
I don't think Orihen necessarily, but they do have a really good roster.
That roster's so stacked.
Yeah. So, I mean, they better... As long as they've got good synergy, which presumably they've been practicing together for a while, since it's coming up soon. So.
Yeah, I mean, Peke, Soaz, and Miffy have all played together.
Yeah. Amazing.
Well, he's pretty solid.
He's good.
And Niels is highly rated. He was expected to join Orihen when it was announced that Peke was making his team. So.
All right.
In NA Challenger, one of these teams will be in the NA Summer Split, worth noting. Final 5, one of the automatic qualifiers from the expansion tournament. They came really close, from what I recall. I think one thing they needed to work on was stamina, they said, in regards to playing a bunch of games in a row.
Oh, okay.
Rux in the top lane, Heaven Time in the jungle, Gate in mid lane. They had Prototype White during the expansion tournament. They picked up another AD carry from Korea named Veritas. I don't know much about Veritas, but I don't know which one's going to be starting. And Rule 18 was their support. Their jungler was Shorter Ace, who you may recall. He played on the Challenger Team Brawl with Alex Each.
Wasn't he in the first?
He did sub for Winter Fox for week 1.
Week 1, yep. He did pretty good.
He was good, yep. Team Fusion, also an automatic qualifier from the expansion tournament. They no longer have Mac Noon. He, I don't know if they cut him or he left, but he was kind of the big deal. Chunky Fresh in the top lane, Huhi in the mid lane, Nian and AD carry and Trance support. Jungler a little up in the air. Nintendo Dex recently stepped down due to medical problems. He's still listed as a sub. He just stepped down as a starter.
Okay.
I
liked him. He used to jungle Olaf a lot when I first started watching LCS, and
he's a fairly cool dude.
He was fun to watch, and
he's a Wheel of Time fan.
Is he?
I saw him tweeting about the Winter Dragon thing last night.
Excellent.
So definitely wish Nintendo Dex the best. They can get all his stuff together, medical wise, and have a good career in esports. CLG Black. CLG sponsoring a challenger team. They fought their way in, defeating the teams Rock Bottom Gorillas 2-0 and Liquid Academy 2-0. The roster consists of West Rice.
I like him.
ThinkCard.
I've heard of him.
He subbed for CLG in week 1 at Jungle. Week 1? No. At IEM.
Either way, I've heard of him.
Yep.
I remember him being okay.
Easy is the name of their mid laner. 6A at AD carry and Kenny at support.
I know everybody except the ADC.
Okay. What do you think about him?
I don't know him that well.
Okay.
West Rice I like. He's been around for a long time though.
He was on Complexity.
So he
has the LCS experience.
He's got the experience, but I don't know. I got this friend who basically says that as you get older, your reflexes wear down and everything like that. So that is a problem he might face.
Well, you don't see 30-year pro.
He's been around as long as Dyrus in the LCS, pretty much.
Okay.
Or at least in high-level play, as long as Dyrus.
Yeah.
ThinkCard.
ThinkCard was alright in the jungle at IEM. I believe it was IEM Cologne they went to.
I remember Easy has he's known for something, but I can't remember what it was.
A particular champion, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay. I wouldn't know which one either, but...
And Kenny, he's a support, so most supports don't stand out. But the fact that I recognize his name...
I think he was the support for XDG and Challenger.
That sounds like it could be.
Alright.
I just know I recognize his name, which means,
Yep. Cloud9 Tempest qualified. They 2-0'd Roar, which was Chaox's team that formed and then went and trained in China.
Oh, jeez.
And then they also 2-0'd Team Confound, who I don't really know anything about.
Okay.
The Solo in the top lane, Hard in the jungle.
Only he was on a team with Easy.
That'd be so good, wouldn't it?
Just awesome.
I'll just make a trade. Hard for ThinkCard.
Yep, just bam. Also, honestly, I understand why they do it. They want their name out there, but I don't like it that. I'm glad that teams can't be in there with the same name.
Oh, if Cloud9 Tempest wins, they won't be Cloud9 Tempest anymore?
Yeah. I understand that they want to advertise it, but
Sure.
I hate that whole there being multiple teams in the same organization.
All right.
Thing. Mainly because of the name, not for any other real reason.
Okay. But yeah, Solo in the top lane, Hard in the jungle. Yusui, I've heard of in the mid lane. LOD, familiar name at AD carry, and Fade in the jungle.
Fade, I remember.
Right.
LOD sounds familiar, but I might just be thinking of Diablo.
He's been... I think he was associated with TSM in the really early days or something like that.
That might be.
I know it sounds really familiar from the early days of League.
Mm-hmm.
Enemy Esports qualified with a pair of 2-0s over the Arbiters and Darkness. Darkness has been kind of towing the high-level challenger line. I don't think they've actually made a challenger series yet, but they're usually in the tournament.
Okay.
The roster is Flares, who subbed in the top lane for Winter Fox in week 1. Trashy in the jungle, I've heard of.
I've seen them play, actually.
Okay.
I recognize all those names.
They were in the expansion tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was with this exact roster, but I think it might have been.
No, I remember Flares for sure, Inox, and Body Drop.
All right, Otter and Body Drop.
I think I remember.
Otter and Body Drop were a bot lane, so presumably Otter with them. I think Trashy is new at jungler, but he's good.
That's the only name I'm not 100% on.
He's pretty good. And then the last team is Team Dragon Knights. I did not actually write in the scores for how they did. They defeated Team Frostbite and Storm in the tournament. I've heard of them in the Challenger series, watching the occasional just Challenger Ranked 5s game. The roster consists of Kina in top lane, Kaz in the jungle, Kyle in the mid lane, Lewis XGG at AD carry, and Kan Kwan at support. The entire team besides Kez is Korean, so I believe it was a team built, get the roster in LCS.
I've seen Lewis XGG somewhere.
He recently changed his name to that, so I'm not sure you're...
Maybe that's all I saw then.
Okay.
Just the name change.
All right.
But Kez
was also briefly on Complexity.
Kyle is such a simple name.
Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
I always think of South Park, and I want to make a Cartman quote, but it's anti-Semitic, and so I shouldn't say it on stream.
Good call. That's a good call.
But that's all that we have for this show this week. Remember to look below the Twitch stream. There's a few offers there. There's the donate link, the offer for us to cast one of your games, as well as the stat keeping offers. Also, my LOL coaching page is there. Happy to offer advice, watch games, that sort of thing. If you do a coaching with me, that gets you a free week of stat tracking. We are going to be sticking with this time, I think. Historically, it's been better for having a co-host, and I like that. So, Mondays, 9 p.m., that's 10 U.S. Eastern, 7 U.S. Pacific, 3 a.m. GMT. Anything else before I sign off?
Nope.
All right.
But good luck and have fun.
Go make plays, and signing off. GG.
GG.